Pick a card. What's your toxic trait? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. Prior to doing that, we are going to get a little bit of Sagey Sage right up in here simply because we can. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much. Appreciate everybody's time and energy. Let's get going here. So today we're going to be reading on something that just kind of popped in my head. We're going to be looking at what is your toxic trait, just because I think it's kind of funny. And once again, I'm not doing anything today that is, I guess, heavy. Just want something a little bit light and on the funner side. So we're going to see what comes up. What is your toxic trait? We're going to get 3 piles as per usual. Your toxic trait for pile 1. You're an old soul. Oh, yep. Pile number 2. You are going to be persuasive. Meow. And pile 3. You're going to be the fashionista. Okay. So take a peek at your piles. I like how they just totally go together, actually. Check that out. So take a peek, see what calls your name, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, pile 1. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and pile 1, you chose the old soul. You've been around many lifetimes and have chosen to be reborn to evolve and carry on your learning journey from where you left off in your previous life. That's a mouthful. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to find out your toxic traits. So let's get it. Let's get going. Pile 1, your toxic traits. And also we're going to find out what to do about them just because. It's intended to be a light, fun, short, quick, dirty read. We'll see what happens. Pile number 1, your toxic trait. I like 2 cards. What? What? Are you a heartbreaker? Are you a heartbreaker? Are you the one that wants to get away with the canary? Do you like to steal people's hearts? Do you like to kind of... Do you like to pretend that things are going a certain way? Or maybe perhaps you're an old soul and you know that people are going to repeat a cycle. So you just kind of placate them and say, yes, 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 that's exactly right. Let them do whatever it is that they want to do. Because in the end, you know that they are going to continue no matter what you say. It's easier to kind of say what it is that they want to hear versus to try to intervene and expend a lot of energy explaining, hey, if you continue doing that, that's not going to behoove you, or this relationship isn't what you think. You can think what you want. Is it easier for you to allow people to think that they are your BFFs or your go-to person, or that they're your person, period? Is it easier for people to let people believe that perhaps you are in a relationship or a situationship with them simply because you haven't exactly clarified, they haven't exactly asked, but you know exactly how they're feeling? So the 7 of Swords right here tells me, and I do believe the card feels a little bit bent, but it's not just a light warping it slightly. But this guy is all dressed to the nines, and he's dressed to take off, obviously. 7 of Swords is shady behavior. 7 of Swords is I do what I want behind your back, if I can get away with it. If it's going to cause me any drama, if it's going to cause me potentially watching somebody cry or somebody's hurt feelings, I'd rather do what I want, and they'll find out later. Later, Gator, and I don't have to deal with it. Coco, don't you dare. Don't do it. Don't do it. And right as I was talking, it's interesting because this popped up. This could have to do with the home. This could also have to do with what we consider our second home. For example, I work, you know, your job, that kind of a thing. So this could be stating that I allow people to think whatever it is that they want to think. It's less energy, it's less effort for me, it's less drama. And in the end, I do what I want. I get away with what I want. And I'm here for the canary, whatever you want to think about that. It's a euphemism, okay? The following card I have for you is the Hermit. So your toxic trait is that you think that you can continue doing this over and over again. It's almost like you are, I mean, it says old soul, I've been here before, I've done this before. And it's like you continue picking up where you left off in your previous life. But this feels more like doing things over and over in a repetitious manner and expecting something different, which of course we know it's a definition of insanity. No judgment, no shade on you. I operate sometimes in a similar fashion. Here we go with the squeaks. I swear he was quiet all night, and we get to rolling, and here we go. Anyways, so I feel like you're at a certain point in life, because it says you're an old soul. You're at a certain point in life where you're like, you know what, you guys do you. I've been around the block, and I've seen this play out, and I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna intervene. I'm not gonna really exhaust myself trying to fix things. I'm just going to allow things to end in its natural state. Coco don't even care. So I do feel like your toxic trait is thinking that you can kind of repeat this and not think that people are talking about it, by the way. So people, if you have, hello, okay, I just dropped a romantic card, so I'm going to pick that one up in a second. If you have the habit of, like, let's say, one of my roommates used to stay out, I'm going to go check out the honeys. Check out the girls, right? I'm going to go out with the honeys. I'm going to go hang out with the honeys. And if you have kind of a Don Juan perspective on things, kind of like love them and leave them, and, you know, your Mr. or Ms. Romance or whatever the case may be, and you allow them, you're like, well, that's, you know, entirely up to them. I didn't mention that we were anything, but you know that you were going to hurt somebody. You know, it's definitely toxic to go ahead and continue this behavior, thinking that people aren't going to talk about it, and knowing that you're somebody who gets away with, you know, it's like the cat getting away with eating the canary. Only in this case, we have like a Maleficent ostrich looking kind of a person sneaking away. You allow things to end, but your toxic trait is you return to them. You do things in a similar fashion with a different person, and then you spend a lot of time going in a hermit mode, and you kind of think about things. You know that this is affecting your home life. It could be affecting your love life for sure. Could be affecting your work life. Wow. So check this out. This is what I knocked down with my elbow, the spirit soul path, a personal evolution within your relationships. I feel like that's your toxic trait. That is your pattern. But I'm going to say that your pattern now is ending. And the interesting part is that when I picked this up, I used to have these like little burn papers. I tend to I'm not a pyromaniac, but I'm going to say that it is kind of fun lighting things on fire. And I instinctively picked this up, and I really kind of wanted to, you know, do that, but I won't. And when I realized it was the actual card, I'm like, oh, hell no, that's my card. I'm not going to burn my card. But I'm going to say that you are burning that contract. You are ending that contract. And so I feel like that toxic pattern is playing out long enough. And you could have people squawking about it, talking about it, whispering about it, gossiping about it, all the way to the point that it's actually affecting everything, including like your work life. This could be even having people hitting you up for like custody, or what do they call it? Alimony, or child support, all the things, right? So I think that you're going to be done with that behavior. I think that's going up in smoke because you realize it's not getting you anywhere closer to the victory that you actually want. Mind power. Check this. Look at your mind power, number one. You're a higher level soul with a mission to create transformation in people's minds so their emotions can come into balance. And it's funny that balance is mentioned because I actually happened to glance down and I saw the Temperance card, which is all about healing and balance. But I feel like, okay, don't judge me, but you can do it, put your back into it. Remember that old song? You probably don't because you were too young, maybe. I don't know, but you can look up the lyrics yourself. It's pretty funny. It was the jam back in the day. And I'm just going to say that that's a mindset. You have that willpower And yes, you can actually make these changes, and the changes will help you to evolve. You'll feel better about yourself. And also, you're not going to leave a bunch of shrapnel for other people to deal with. Now, with this egg being pierced right here, it's quite interesting because this has a lot to do with the beginnings of romance, beginnings of relationship, and you could really be in a self-sabotaging mode. Look at me drop all my cards. That is not cool. All right, I'm going to grab these because they are jumpers. Look, you could be in a situation right now where you are really being pulled in by the moon's energy. I feel like you could feel like the lone wolf. You could feel a deep connection to Mother Nature, to Gaia, to Pachamama, any of those. You could be a Cancer, a Scorpio. I'm going to say that I feel like you're purging a lot and you're getting down to the core of why this behavior has been so repetitious in your life, your toxic behavior. And also, yeah, I think that you're making a decisive decision to end this. So Ace of Wands, this is about finding your mojo. This is about excitement. This is about, I'm going to follow the yellow brick road wherever it leads me, and I have a clear path. This is about getting your energy back. Look, magical. I feel like you're going to have a lot better self-esteem, also cleaning up your act. No pun intended here. This person appears to be quite the actor. But you're a great manifester, so you can bring about whatever it is exactly into the point of what it is that you want. So I'm going to say don't waste your time kind of being a little scallywag and doing things and messing with that toxic trait. It's going to really behoove you to face things up front. And if things are not for you, say, yeah, I'm just not feeling it, or I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, whatever your toxic trait is. But it's always better to be kind of upfront and to keep it moving after that. So I feel like you're going to have a lot less heartache because in the end, this winds up hitting you really hard. So it does really affect you. You are divinely protected, but you have all of the skills and all of the talent. You might be a dancer. You might be, I heard romancer. Okay, we're going with the rhymes today. I mean, I love me a rhyme. Who am I kidding? Look, the Knight of Wands. Okay, so you could have a lot of this in and out energy. You could love your freedom. You could, once again, be here for a good time, not a long time. And you've traveled across a desert. And I feel like maybe you're a little bit parched, feeling like this lifestyle or this way of being, this hop in from bed frame to bed frame. No judgment there, even though it sounds really judgy. I'm just going to say that that is kind of leaving you in a state where it's like, all right, I mean, I don't feel any comfort in that. Yeah, I've got notches under my belt. Yeah, I've got, you know, what is that body count that they call it nowadays? I have all these things and I can talk about it, but I'm just kind of, it's leaving me feeling destitute. I just feel emotionally dull. I feel kind of like, here we go again. All right, here we go. Bye. And you have to kind of like raise up your mojo to be able to keep on going. But with the red dress that this lizard has on, I'm hearing a lot lizard. Listen, you guys, don't be picking up. No, yeah, put an end to all that. No lot lizards being picked up during this reading. And hopefully we're just not going to be doing that again for many reasons. But look, I mean, actually on this deck, I've never pulled this card before. It's a really cool card. So this death card is echoing the world, where that has to be an active decision for you to actually let go of, put an end to, and it's going to be a major transformation. And the way that you cut out all of this is within itself. Like, it's going to seem a small feat, but it is a major transformational turning point in your life. And you're going to be so much happier. I feel like you're going to be so much more direct. I mean, this is way more eye contact. Everybody else happens to be looking away except for her. And this person right here, even the old soul right here is shielded, right? Your significator card right here, even she is shielded. And there's an air of mystery, but I think you're kind of like, yep, I'm done. Let's just end it all. Let's get focused and let's do the best that we can do with what we have and keep it moving forward in order for the benefit of everybody. We have the number 13 right here. Number 1 is how you present yourself to the world. So your image, your self-image, your self-esteem could be tied into these things as well. No shame in that game. It's easy to get your self-esteem when a lot of people go, oh my gosh, you're so hot, or you're so handsome, or you're so whatever, what are all the things. But when you slow down long enough to just kind of realize that that's just a flash in the pan, and beauty fades, but character stays. I think that that's where you're at. You're starting to see that. It hasn't really brought you any happiness per se, not long lasting, long term, anyways. So I'm getting something with ink and something maybe like contracts being signed or contracts ending and things like that. And I think with the Three of Swords, you're going to be ending a period of like breaking other people's hearts, honestly. And therefore, even by default, breaking your own. And there will be a period of atonement, but I feel like you're turning over a new leaf and things are going to be looking better. I do feel like you have some like undercurrent, really deep emotions about this whole thing as well. That's lovely, Coco. I don't know what's up with him. But I think that the sooner you get to it, the happier you're going to be, for sure. I don't think that people understand quite how deep you are, by the way. So I think that's interesting. You could be highly misunderstood. And part of the reason why you've been running, I heard running with the devil. Okay. Could be you. I don't know. But if that's your case, I feel like part of it is that you are emotionally so deep that really spending a lot of time with somebody can put you in a position where you feel kind of bound to them or restricted, confined, or you feel like an attachment or enmeshment. And that could be part of the reason why you're like in and out energy. Anyways, that is your toxic trait. I hope, oh, look at that. Yeah. You're coming out of a disguise. You are coming out of a disguise. Some elements of this relationship are hidden. I feel like your motives have been hidden. Your wand has been kind of hidden. The way that you've romanced other people. For some of you guys, no judgment here, but some of you guys like to fool people into thinking that, like fake profiles, like you pretend that you're, you try to wow the same sex or your frenemy or somebody that you're in secret competition with, and you wind up making a fake profile to try to talk to them like you're a dude or a girl, whatever they're going to be attracted to. This also, of course, alludes to just being a fake person in order to just kind of shallow hop. Shallow hop is going to be my new term, by the way. Shallow hop through life so that you don't get in too deep. So that's what I have for you. Let me know what you think about this reading. Does it fit? Are you trying to work through things? I mean, I know it's kind of personal too. But anyways, give me a thumbs up if you like it. If not, then I'll see you next time. Much love to you. Namaste. Hi, Pile 2. My name is Griselle, Psychic ND, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2. If you're newbie, welcome, welcome. If you are a repeat offender, thank you so much for showing up. We're going to get 2 cards. What is your toxic trait here? Obviously, by the card, you're very persuasive. I feel like you could have a vision, have a dream, hold it, and really draw people into it as well and make them think almost like it's their dream as well. The Knight of Pentacles. So slow and steady wins the race. And I knew it. I knew it. Okay. Here's what's going on. Pile number 2, your toxic trait is that you dream big. You have big dreams. By the way, Coco's saying, girl, fess up. So I'm fessing up as well. Me too. We have big dreams. Okay, let's just read the card real quick. You have the power of making people give to you and build deep connections, making it easy to get what you wish. But I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to say that you actually have a vision. And you can come up with many ideas and many different things that you want to do and execute. And they're all very tangible. They're well thought out. They're really intricate. They're doable. It would be slow and steady wins a race. It would be something that you would have to develop over time, energy, and effort. And I feel like you share your dreams with people. And right after you do that, you give it and just enough time, just enough energy. Being the Knight of Pentacles, it's not a king. It's like I'm still coming around slow. I'm still kind of thinking about things. We're meandering. No, I'm not on the horse on my way. I'm actually just thinking about grabbing the horse and thinking about saddling him up, and I'll be there when I get to it, that kind of a thing. So I think that your thought process gets so deep and so intricate and so entangled that you engage other people to jump on board. It's like a bullseye. I'm right on there with you. I'm like, wow, I have that vision, that dream with you. We can actually pull this off. And you are so slow to really make moves, or you make small moves, and then all of a sudden you're done. Your toxic trait is that you give up on these ideas and then you wind up doing something totally different. You brainstorm something totally new. And I'm going to give you a real life example, okay? my brain, I'm extremely OCD, and my brain definitely thinks of ideas like, oh my goodness, I can sew this or I can make this, and it'll be really cool to kind of have this going on. And I'm elaborate. I have all my colors picked out, my fabrics, and I can spend $90 on a project that I'm going to do, and I'll get it all home. And a year later, it's still in a bag with a tag, but it's all like nice, neat, and together. And it's a project that was like never executed. So that's a kind of a poor example, but you get the idea. So this would be like you involving friends and family, and they're like, wow, it's a great vision. And then all of a sudden it gets dropped. And the next time they hear from you could be a week or a year, whatever. And they're like, oh, how's that going? You're like, wait, what? What are we talking about? Toxic trait is dreaming big. It's like Martin Luther King. I have a dream, and he gets halfway through his dream and he's like, oh yeah, wait, I have a totally different dream now. And he starts passionately preaching about some other dream. So I feel like I'm almost like in this pile, honestly. Again, not a judgment, but this is a toxic trait for somebody. What else do we need to know? The Knight of Swords. Yeah, you want to kind of rush in. You want quick results, quick communication. You want to execute things in a fast manner. And it's indeed like this parrot can probably fly. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's a parrot person. I don't know what this person parrot thing can do. But I'm just going to say that you require swift movement. This one has like the front legs outside of the frame entirely. And you could not like color between the lines. You don't like restrictions. You want to be able to keep it moving at all times. Now it's got to be fun and exciting, and it's got to manifest quickly. If it doesn't manifest quickly, I feel like you want to kind of quit on it. And yes, same. So I got to be careful with that energy too. And I have to be really careful what I can accidentally inspire other people towards, because it's really not fair. I mean, it's one thing to kind of mess with my own dream, but if I kind of rope other people into it and give them like a beautiful dream and a beautiful vision, and they want to go all in, you know, especially if they're investing money or opening up companies together and things like that, it could really mess things up, needless to say. What else do we need to know? Yeah. And it's like, I don't feel like you do it on purpose. You're not here to kind of like mess with people's heads or hearts or try to take money. But this giraffe, I mean, this giraffe almost appears to me zombie-like from like the legs down, even though that's not the intent. But I do have fascination with my zombie deck. Anyways, the Eight of Cups is all about moving on. It's about you really engage a lot of your senses, your emotions into one thing, and you pour all of these 8 cups and you measure them properly and you balance them equally, and they look aesthetically beautiful, and they're, for all scientific purposes, perfect. Like you have all the plans and everything laid out, but you decide that's not where your happiness lies. Now you have to walk away. You have to leave it. And that could really serve to make you, I don't know, seem like less credible, or people might think you're unreliable, when that's really not the case. It's just that you tend to dream big. And it's important to kind of, I guess, sit down and make a good plan and make a good decision, and see if it's sustainable if you're an idea person like myself. Anyways, just an example. Oh, hi. I'm going to go through these quick. Yep. This came out in pile 1, so this is a little bit of shade. This is a little bit like I do what I want, do it behind your back. This is some gossip going on too. This is, I'm definitely going to do it my way, and he's got like a harsh stare. It's like, well, this doesn't make me happy anymore, so I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. Now, you could be perceived that way. I don't feel like your heart's that way, because you're definitely more about, I don't know. I feel like you're more dreamy, and I think that spirit can give you a lot of visions, a lot of ideas and things like that. But it's difficult. Yeah, it's a burden to carry through sometimes all by yourself. And maybe perhaps you tend to, like myself, complicate things a little bit much. So that could be a thing. Now with the yellow right here, I'm be led to talk to you a little bit about the solar plexus. And this is going to be a good time for you to maybe try to get your solar plexus into alignment, and to really ask for help and support, and do whatever it takes to support your solar plexus. This is like your will, your drive, the reason why you get up out of bed and do whatever it is that you do, right? This is exactly who you are. And it could be very burdensome right now. It's going to be important that you don't take on any more than you can chew. Make sure that things are equitable, that things are balanced in a certain manner so that you're not carrying the whole weight of everything, including the whole weight of the vision if this is something that you are executing, right? Three of Pentacles, it's like we're looking for cooperation, we're looking for teamwork, we're looking for fun. We're looking at get, to juggle things to make sure that all the cogs fit together. Everybody's kind of doing their part. But there's a little bit of showmanship right here. And people can think, well, that's kind of silly. And I mean, look at my channel. That's kind of wild, right? And the intros are a little bit out of line and I kind of do what I want. And I know it's not for everybody, but it amuses me. It keeps me feeling good and feeling like it's what I want to do. So that's what I do. So it could be a little bit like that. Then the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like hard at work doing something. You could have a hobby. You could love to work with material. You could do things that have to do with like measuring or working in centimeters or millimeters like I do at work. You could really lay out a plan, a structural plan for your dreams and your visions. But this is a lot of like perfecting what it is that you do and a lot of hard work. And you could tailor this to your own vision. So I feel like even though this could be a toxic trait, you can cut out all the things that really don't work for you anymore. You're kind of like, yeah, I've seen this pattern in my life before, and I tend to really do too much. Let me simplify. Let me draw things out on paper. Let me look at it and see if this viable. Is this reasonable? Is this workable and doable? So, for example, if you had a channel like this, or, a channel, whatever, then you can map things out and you'd be like, all right, I'm going to post 3 times a week. And then the other 2 days, I'm going to go ahead and do like shorts. And then I have like these different demographics addressed and adjusted to. And then the other 2 days, maybe I'll do something on TikTok, or I will use those to edit something on some other forum. But learning how to kind of cut, tweak, and maybe utilize the same footage to be able to maximize the benefit of an effort already done is going to be very helpful for you. So I'm being told, don't give up on your dreams. Even though it's a toxic trait, your dream is not toxic. It's jumping from one dream to another and being all in when you're out of poker chips. And damn, that was a good analogy. And I don't even know how to play poker. But yeah, look, the star. Follow your dream. This is, again, a dream card. So something about your dream is very vivid. And this is why people get hooked on your dream. They get mesmerized by you just as mesmerized as you get by the dream itself. So once again, I love how her foot is like out of the picture right here. Coloring outside the box. I feel like nobody's going to put baby in a corner, right? With you, nobody's going to either put you in a box or in a corner. You're going to simply be you. And I think you're going to step out of the frame, out of the woodwork, out of the framework, and add things that are typically done in a certain manner to be able to achieve your dream. With the star, it is a lot of healing, but I feel like you're going to have a lot of peace with it. With the indigo, I also feel like you're getting a lot of downloads from spirit, which I feel like you're already spiritually in tune with people. Now, that being said, I feel like you could be a healer. You could be like a massage therapist, acupuncturist. You could have a lot of things going for you, or simply you could heal with your energy and not even know it, exude that energy out into the world. And people could want to really like soak up your time simply because they feel good, even if they don't believe in like energy things and all that woo-woo that I'm talking about. Heck, you might not even believe in it, and that's okay. 10 of Swords right here. So this little busy bee is not doing well at all. Yeah, so 10 of Swords, this is about endings. This is about having people talk maliciously. And this little bee, I mean, she's got her red shoes on, ready to fly, maybe like fly dance. I don't know what's going on here. But then we have like the dead rose or the dying rose right on top of her. 10 of Swords is, kind of it's a better ending. So I feel like you're going to put an end and shut the door to something that just really didn't behoove you. Maybe it caused a lot of gossip. Maybe you just didn't fly anywhere. It kept you pinned down to something, to like a routine that you didn't want to be a part of. I'm like, oh, she got a cute booty. Maybe you got a cute booty. I don't know what's going on here. But with all of the swords as well, I feel like this could be a lot of mental conflict. Now, also for some of you guys, you could be into a little bit of BDSM because this is giving me that vibes with this mask, even though it's not a mask. And I'm going to say that with this ending, you are looking for peace. You're seeing that, maybe handling it this way with maybe a little bit of too much spice or a little bit of too much sass or too much grit isn't getting you nowhere. And with the Ten of Swords, yeah, it's just not a good card. So you're going to move on. So whatever it is that you are up to, pile number 2, I feel like once again, take a good look at what it is that you're doing. You can't do things just for money. You can't do things just for clout. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to be exhausting, to say the least. I think it'll steal your thunder. It'll steal your joy if you're not true to your own vision. And the biggest thing is to go ahead. I feel like all of your visions actually fall under a certain type of umbrella, or you can utilize them and tweak them in a certain way to be able to fit what it is that you are dreaming about. So you don't have to let go of them. And I personally am somebody who, it's like, oh my gosh, if it's the same thing, I'm going to be bored to death. If I commit, for example, to doing a channel that's just all horoscopes, I'm like going to be horrified that I have to do like the same thing all the time, even though there are 12 different signs and I can go about it differently. I can do weekly, monthly, daily, or I can do couples or singles, or I could do romance only or whatever, but it feels too much of like a choker around my neck. So I think that you have to really kind of make a list and see what it is that your talents are, what your gifts are, what it is that your dreams are compelling you to do. And with that, I think that you can kind of draw things together that makes sense and kind of keep other things on the side like that don't. But I think a lot of the stuff you can wind up mixing together. It's almost like you have a full circus instead of just like one circus act, okay? So I think you're going to be able to pull it together, but you have to realize that you can't be like jumping ship when you get bored with something. Gressel, okay? Anyways, much love to you guys. Give me a like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Gressel with Psychic MD, and we're here to visit what your toxic trait is. So, pile number 3, you are the fashionista, or at least that's what you chose. You know how to dress the part, accentuating your best features and making heads turn your way, becoming the center of attention anywhere you go. Is that how it is? We're going to pull 2 more cards to support or deny what's going on here. What's your toxic trait? Card pile 3, please. 2 cards. The Queen of Pentacles. Really? Okay. That's how we do? Don't go nowhere. 1 more. Okay. Similar to pile number 2, by the way. So if you haven't seen it, and if you felt called to, or if you felt torn between the two, definitely watch 2. You can have messages there. Pile number 3, you chose the fashionista. So definitely being the center of attention. I feel like you might have a really nice wardrobe. You might have an excess amount of wardrobe. You might know how to accessorize quite well. You could do things in a manner just to glean attention. I feel like the way you hold yourself, it could be quite regal, your mannerisms and everything like that. You kind of know how to command room. I feel also a little bit like you have to be the center of, like 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. Otherwise, you might feel a little bit insecure. And that's quite interesting. And I don't feel like people know this about you. But that's the vibe that I'm getting. That is the feeling that I'm getting overall. I have the Queen of Pentacles right here. And I feel like people can think of you and you want people to think that you have quite a bit of money or that you are financially secure. Things are going well for you monetarily. That's great. I also feel like you want people to think that you are a queen, that you're like mature and you have things going on. But the fact that you might be a little bit of a fashionista, and there's no real harm in that. But I think that if that's all that you're doing, it's all about image and a little bit Instagrammy, which I've never really quite taken to. Simply because it just seems too, I wouldn't say too fake, but it seems like, oh my gosh, you don't wake up looking this beautiful every day. And so let's just kind of be a little bit real, a little bit more grounded. Moving on. So the Queen of Pentacles, this one feels a little bit more like illusions, having illusions and having people think, that you have money or that you have a trust fund or that you have financial backing and that you have all the money to be able to utilize, your looks and everything else to pull off an image to pull off this fashionista thing. Now, one thing I'm going to say is that I think that you have an ability to reuse, repurpose, maybe even sew details into your clothing that other people aren't aware of, or they might be aware of. I don't know, your life, right? But also, I've known some women, and I never tried this, and I don't think I ever will, but when I was a lot younger, I'd heard of these girls that I used to work with, and they were the really popular ones that were super beautiful, and they seemed to have it all. And so in this day and age, you know, we would have called them fashionistas back then. But they were just like the beautiful chicks that everybody wanted to be like. And I basically found out that, well, I found out a lot of dirt. We're not going to go there. I was kind of shocked. But anyways, looks are deceiving. And what I did find out is that the dresses that they would buy for functions and for just going on dates and things like that, they would wear these dresses and take off the tags. And they had like a tag, a professional tag, you know, that they would use to retag the item and take it back, basically. So they would wear it once and then just take it back to the store and not have to pay for it. And I'm like, what? They do what? So I was really shocked about that. I don't think you'd be doing that, would you? I mean, I don't know your life, but here we are. So the fashionista, this is a toxic trait. Also, I feel like, look at her high boots, and it's like all this water from behind. I feel like when the going gets tough, I think you like to kind of skedaddle. You're like, yeah, I'm not made for that. These hands are not made for heavy lifting. Or when other people could ask you a little bit about like fashion tips, or they want to kind of emulate you. I don't think you have a lot of time to want to go there and help them. Look, this card, this scallywag came out in all 3 readings, okay? I'm about to burn that card. I won't, but I got to put the fear in them. So anyways, this is sneaky. This is sneaky behavior. This is kind of like doing whatever it is that you want, whenever you want. This is a little bit the vibe of the cat ate the canary. And then deny. I didn't do that. What are you talking about? This could be borrowing your sister's wardrobe, your auntie's wardrobe, your mother's wardrobe, some kind of clothing. And then denying that you ever saw it. Maybe even perhaps you sewed it differently. You altered it. You cut it. I don't know. But bottom line is it could be like crumpled at the bottom of your backpack right now as we speak. So there could be a little bit of a interesting way that you do things, okay? Your other toxic behavior right here. Yeah, you can get tied up in your mind, caught up in your mind, caught up in like what she's going to wear. I had a dress just like that. So cute. Anyways, moving on. But you could get caught up in your mind about what you're going to wear. And with her arms crossed, I know she's bound, but with the arms crossed, I'm feeling like it's a stubbornness. Like, no, I got to look good. No, I got to look a certain way. No, there's no way I could wear this. I wore that like to the last event and somebody saw me there. There's like 2 people that are going to be there that saw me at the same event. And it's like a month and a half different, but good grief, they can't see me wearing the same thing. So that could be, you know, a toxic trait that I feel like you could be ending or walking away from. So we have the Ace of Pentacles right here. That reminds me, wait, these boots right here. So I worked with this other girl at the club. I'm just going to say it like that. And her toxic trait was going to dry cleaners. Back then was like a big thing. And so I worked at a strip club for, yeah, some time back in the day, way back when. Don't judge me. And we would wear like these really like almost thigh-high boots like that. And this one girl would say, well, all she does is that she would go to these dry cleaning places that she knew that the other strippers would go. And when they were like dry cleaning their clothes and whatnot, she would know that a certain person would be paying her bills. So she would take the clothing off their hands and actually purchase it for like a low price because that person wasn't going to get paid for it. So she would just pay for dry cleaning and basically clean house and get all the clothing, including like suede thigh-high boots and stuff. And I thought I was like, you did what? Anyways, I digress. Yeah, look, you did what? Somebody's getting an idea. They're like, hey, is that still a thing? Just kidding. You wouldn't. But you could have a lot of dreams and ideas about how to go about having even a more versatile wardrobe than what you have. And maybe even being like an influencer or being somebody, yeah, being somebody, don't do that. All these cards are jumping all over the place, who really can coach people on how to dress, what to wear, and things like that. So yeah, public image. I mean, helping other people with their public image as well. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I have ideas all the time. I mean, if you're a fashionista, you can actually, you know, open up a little side hustle where you help people get dressed, and you can give them like 5 days out of the week that you help them get dressed, and they have to kind of provide you with pictures of, I don't know, like 3 outfits or different things, and you can text them back combinations. So, I mean, you know, if it's worth it to some people to look good and have that same image, that fashionista, you can help in that way. And that would be, I don't know, a side hustle for somebody who just wants to have fun and maybe make extra money to get more clothes and things like that. But you have a lot of dreams and you can actually achieve them. Yeah, but definitely by not walking away with other people's stuff, slow and steady wins a race for sure. And I think that that's going to be your next move, and your move out of this toxic trait, that you have to be like the only one to be able to look this good, and you have to execute it perfectly all the time. And you have to be perfect all the time. That's going to cause you a lot of stress. Clothing are meant to be fun. It's okay to laugh at ourselves. I mean, I have to laugh at myself all the time. Otherwise, I'd be way too uptight. So that's what I have for you. Pile number 3, if you're liking that kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you. Let me know if any of this made sense to you. And I will see you at your next reading. Namaste.